in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good Sunday evening, Bahamas. I'm Charisma Robinson. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the news tonight, tomorrow is decision day for Mauricio Valdez, Randy Rodriguez, and Pedro Perodo. Those are the three Cuban detainees who are seeking to be released from detention based on various allegations of abuse. Those allegations have fueled a series of protests over in Miami by Cuban exile groups. The United States State Department will decide tomorrow whether or not the three Cuban detainees can enter their country, while Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell still fielding questions from the international media on this case that has sparked international headlines. Today, he responded to questions from the Miami Herald's Davis Noriega. Minister Mitchell confirmed to the American journalist that the detainees are in Bahamian custody for smuggling, as they were found on a boat attempting to enter the United States last year, May. The Foreign Affairs Minister lamented that Bahamians are upset with this issue, which he believes have not gained much interest beyond these detainees.
With regard to these protests generally, that Bahamians are shocked and fed up with these protests. Bahamian nationals spend about $1 billion between individuals and companies in Florida's economy annually. Many merchants in Florida, I believe they mentioned 20th Street in particular, owe their profits to Bahamian customers. So it's reprehensible really for the Bahamas to be attacked in this way. And it appears by official sanction in that the Miami Herald really announced that the mayor himself of Miami is supporting the protests. The protesters in the United States, therefore, if they want these detainees, they should simply use their influence in the United States to get the detainees back in the U.S. And if they get the U.S. to agree, as early as tomorrow morning, if the plane comes, they can take them back to the States.
Minister Mitchell also confirmed today that United States Embassy officials here in Nassau have requested to take up the Prime Minister's invitation to visit the detention center on Carmichael Road.
There is an official from the United States government who wants to visit the detention center within the next few days, and that request is being considered now. Cabinet will meet during the course of the week and decide whether that is something that will be agreed to. In the past, our view has been unless a nation has a citizen in that country, there was really no reason for that nation to go into the detention center. But given the present circumstances, we may in fact take a different view. The fact is we have nothing to hide about the detention center. The detention center is not optimum, but it is not inhumane. Difficult conditions. We are resource stressed, so it is difficult. And I mean, these are issues which are not related to us. I was just reading the other day where the Supreme Court in the United States has ordered the state of California to release people from prison because there are too many people in the prison. So, I mean, these are issues not only in a country that's developing like the Bahamas, but also in the developed world. So we intend to take the steps we can to make sure that the conditions remain humane. We are also ensuring that proper investigations are made so that the staff do not in any way abuse or mistreat people who are in detention. Migration is not considered a criminal offense as such. It is a natural thing for people to want to migrate when conditions are bad in the countries they are, but there must be a documented migration. Right. You can't just breach our borders, and there are certain rules which have to take place which we intend to enforce.
In news from the police are investigating a traffic accident that has left a 28-year-old man dead and a 19-year-old in hospital. The accident reportedly occurred around 8:30 last night, involving a gray 2002 Nissan Maxima and a black 2004 Kia Sorento. Our cameras were on the scene moments after when police began their preliminary investigations. Reports indicate that both vehicles were traveling east on Prince Charles Drive in the area of St. Augustine's College Monastery when the accident accident occurred. Police press liaison officer Inspector Chrislyn Skippings confirmed that the driver of the Kia Sorento sustained serious head injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene, while the passenger in the Kia is detained in stable condition in hospital. Police are questioning the driver of the Nissan Maxima on the incident. It is understood that one of the vehicles hit a lamp pole as a result of the incident, although police at the time of the accident were still trying to determine how that happened. However, Inspector Skippings issued this appeal.
Speed appears to be a major contributor to this accident, and so with that I want to encourage members of the public who use our newly thoroughfare to kindly pay attention to the speed limit. We're asking you to drive with due care and attention, and we're asking you to be courteous to all our road users who will use the thoroughfare throughout New Providence and the Family of Islands. We know the roads are extremely smooth, they're really nice, and it almost encourages you to want to speed, but we want to ask you to please slow down. If you know you have a function that you have to go to, we're asking you to make the necessary preparations, leave in advance, so that we don't have any mishaps happening on our streets.
Police are appealing to members of the public who may have any information that can assist with their investigations to contact traffic police at 393-7204 or 393-7713. Grand Bahama Police also investigating an early traffic fatality. Authorities there report that sometime around 2 o'clock this morning, police learned that a red and black Suzuki motorcycle driven by a male who was traveling west on Queens Highway collided with a green 2006 Honda Civic driven by a 49-year-old male who was traveling east on Queens Highway and turning south onto Yellow Pine Road. Grand Bahama Police confirmed that the motorcyclist was pronounced dead on the scene. They are appealing to motorists to adhere to traffic laws and motorcyclists to always wear their helmets. Besides that traffic fatality, police here in the capital are quite busy this weekend as they also probe the country's latest murder. Police report that a man was on Lightbourne Street, that's off Seymour Street in Yellow Elder Gardens, around 1:30 this morning when he was reportedly shot multiple times by the occupants of a white four-door Nissan SD. Police are also confirming that several vehicles sustained damage from that shooting incident. That's all the information police have provided for now. However, authorities appeal to anyone who may have any information that can assist police in locating the suspect or suspects to contact them anonymously. Police issued an all-points bulletin for 17-year-old Cordero Ash yesterday, confirming that he was last seen on Tuesday, July 30th, between the hours of 2 and 5 p.m. on Montague Beach. While the teenager's mother is tonight looking for any answers that will help locate her son or find out what happened to him. She told our Jiminita Swain today that this is the first time something like this has ever happened to their family.
Patrice Ash says the last few days have been difficult for her and her family. She says the last time she saw and spoke to Cordero was Monday night. Now, although they had plans for Tuesday, she confirmed in an interview with our news team on Sunday that he never came home.
They say they'll be on the beach. Cordero's not too far from Montague. He got to walk home. If the ride left him, he got to walk home. So I don't know what to say. But everybody is praying. And be trying to keep strong and know that God is able to do everything. If something happened, then we need some closure. We really need some closure.
Mrs. Ash was supposed to meet her son to assist him with completing some documents to enroll in the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. She noted that her son has big plans to complete his education and get a job.
Go into the clinic to hold his space and hopefully come, and send him and tell him come and maybe we can finish sort it out. Waited to the clinic, nobody showed up, so I came back home around 10:30. And then it really pricked, really went home to me. So I said, where in the world could Cordero be? Cordero don't sleep out. I don't know what to do, but our family are in a chaos. It's like, I don't know. But somebody knows something. NASA's too small to say, hey, somebody go missing out of thin air.
Police have issued this missing bulletin for Cordero Ash. At this point, Mrs. Ash says she just wants her son home.
If you see him, please, send him home, or if somebody has him, please, just release him, because he have a family waiting. I mean, we are hurting, looking forward to Cordero coming home, and his agony is like, you could imagine going away If he left for 6 days and nobody know where he went, let's be honest and be true and come true for Gadara, because he's a human being too. And no way, if he went out with some of his schoolmates, they should know something. You don't have to disappear out to sea.
Now, anyone with information on Cordero Ash is asked to contact police at 911 or 919, the Central Detective Unit, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Grand Bahama Police reporting the arrest of a 26-year-old Jared Morley. An all-points bulletin was issued for Morley's capture this past Wednesday, July 31st. Abaco Police wanted to question him for housebreaking, shop break-in, and sacrilege. Abaco Police captured Morley around 3 o'clock this morning in Dundas Town near the Marsh Harbor Police Station. Police are reporting success with their efforts to decrease the amount of vagrancy seen in the downtown area. Assistant Commissioner of Police Leon Bethel updated reporters yesterday on an aggressive initiative recently launched by police to tackle the issue head-on. A number of concerns have been raised about vagrants harassing tourists. A video of an elderly woman shouting obscenities at tourists recently prompted the crackdown. ACP Bethel confirmed that police are now moving to identify the different types of vagrants.
There are some persons who you would say a vagrant, someone who don't have no home, and it's easily identified. But there are some other persons who are vagrants who we deem to be suspicious in that we have obtained information that they are in that area to commit criminal offenses. And once we have gotten that, and once we have analyzed it, and once we have identified those persons, and what they were there for in terms of who they are targeting, then of course we move in and move them out and put them before the court.
The Fox Hill Emancipation Day Junkanoo Parade kicks off tomorrow morning at 12:30 in Fox Hill. Assistant Commissioner of Police Leon Bethel assured that security measures are in place to maintain a safe environment.
We would have officers patrolling, a large team patrolling, conducting stop and search, looking for persons who may be, who would want to use this opportunity to sell drugs or move any type of weapons in the Fox Hill area. Start today. Look, you will see the police in huge numbers saturating the Fox Hill area before the Junkanoo starts. During the Junkanoo, a large team will be there, and after the Junkanoo, another team will be there to make sure that the area remains sterilized. So that will be in place, and it will be a safe Junkanoo. Anyone who attempt to disrupt that, they have something coming.
The Emancipation Day Parade is just a reminder of our African roots in music and dance. The event is among a number of activities held in that former slave community in celebration of freedom from slavery. With the 2013 crawfish season underway, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force warning the general public, especially fishermen, to adhere to the fisheries law that stipulates the average size of the crawfish tail must measure at least 5.5 inches in length. This comes after 2 arrests last week by the Defense Force for fishermen violating the Fisheries Resources Act. On Thursday afternoon, 2 Bahamian men were apprehended by the Defense Force off West End, Grand Bahama, on board a 21-foot open hull fishing vessel. They were caught with a quantity of undersized crawfish. Then this past Monday, July 29th, a group of Americans were caught by Defense Force Marines on board their catamaran called Meat Hook with a quantity of undersized crawfish. Both crews, along with their catch, were sent to Marsh Harbor, Abaco, for further processing. Meanwhile, the crawfish season ends March 31st, 2014. When the weekend edition continues, ZNS partners with Urban Renewal. Hear how coming up.